Hey everybody, I am Omega. Welcome back to the Day Night Show Matches. Casting with me tonight is Zero Lambda. Helping us admin is Ghost Gambit. And we are casting today Printf versus Tim. Before you ask, Tim is a plat player. I think you all know what Printf is by now. So I'm just going to say this ahead of time. Tim challenged him. I didn't make him do it. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding, guys. In all seriousness. No, but he really did challenge him, though. In any case, first, as always, we'd like to know how you guys are doing, what your race, rank, region is, and our for fun question for today, which is just what you like to put on desserts. What's your favorite dessert topping? I stole half a question from Trumpet, yes.
Ooh.
Anybody in chat is about to ask that question. Now you know. But we will start, let's say, with Printf.
All right. I am doing well. School is pretty much over as of yesterday now, so that's nice. I just have to bear through a week before actual graduation happens. My race is Protoss. I am GM on the NA server. I don't play on other servers because I'm petrified of latency after a several-month horrifying experience with internet difficulties. And as far as toppings goes, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like these little cubes that are like orange or ish, brownish, and they're like caramel and they're good. And people put them on ice cream. I don't remember what they're called.
I don't know what they're called either, but they're awesome.
My personal favorite, I go for caramel sauce. I'm definitely I'm right there with you. That sounds awesome. But so you're graduating. This is from high school?
College? Yeah, high school. I'm going to major in computer science next year in college.
Yay! Cool. Computer science club.
Excellent. Where are you going to?
UConn, University of Connecticut.
All right, cool. Yeah, congrats, dude. World gets interesting from here. Tim, your turn.
I'm a plat player from also the US server.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, what was the other question? Besides topping.
Rank, race, region, topping.
Protoss. That's the one I was missing. I play Protoss primarily. I've dabbled in the other two races, but Protoss is my best. And
the other two races can't build photon cannons.
They have inferior defenses.
As far as favorite topping go, I have to say chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a pretty decent choice. I never thought of it as a topping, but you can do that, yeah.
As a topping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to try that.
Neat idea. And we'll give Ghost a chance to answer that last question as well, since he happens to be here.
Ghost! You're on the spot.
Sorry, I'm muting. Turning off fans. Alright.
What do you like to put on desserts the most?
The most? Oh, geez, that's difficult. I kind of put everything on.
Yeah.
Completely honest. But I have to say anything a la mode is amazing. If you put ice cream on top of your dessert, it's just like the ultimate dessert.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fine. Good enough answer right there. All right, then let's move on to the map selection part of this. For now, I'm actually briefly thankful that we are on the Heart of the Swarm rather than Legacy of the Void, because the chat system on there is a little. Well, it needs to be improved a bit, but let's just say that chat windows is very nice.
They just improved it, though. I mean, how much better can it get?
Well,
it even tells us how many Heroes of the Storm games are being played.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just say the Hero of the Storm interface is not good for what we're currently doing. And just leave it at that. Anyway, my personal ideal would actually, for the record, just use the WoW system. It's like both of them combined. But anyway, putting that aside, just message me with rock, paper, scissors. I'll tell you who won. We'll go from there. Inside SC2, Tim?
I don't know if you add it.
Oh, just use the party. Go right click on my face in the party and should.
Or double click on it. Double left click works as well.
Oh, that's really brought up his profile. Interesting. Oh, maybe I need to add him.
I got it.
Oh, you found it. Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. No, we got rock from Tim and scissors from Print. So
I finally
Tim,
lost one of these.
Tim, basically what you get to do is you get to decide whether you would like to veto first or second. We are both going to veto 2 maps, and then we'll pick the order from there. So if you want, you can start now, or you can have Printf do it. Depends on how you view this strategically, basically.
I'm gonna go with Printf bans first.
Okay. What do you want, Printf?
I will take out Iron Fortress.
Okay. And next,
Vani Research Station.
great. Printf.
Inferno Pools. And that takes out the 3 that I veto on ladder. Yay.
Yes. Yes. We are left with 4, those being Coda Echo, Expedition, and Cactus. What would you like to remove last, Tim?
What are the options are left?
Coda Echo, Expedition Lost, and Cactus Valley.
Cactus Valley.
Alright, so we're left with the top 3 on the list. Nice and simple.
Yes, so far it's actually been very organizationally easy as well. Anyway, but yes, Coda Echo and Expedition Lost. So Printf, this goes back to you. Which one would you like to start on?
For PvP, Coda.
Second map, Tim.
Expedition Lost.
Ooh, okay. That goes third. So this is a best of 3. If we end on a 2-0, obviously the third map does not get played. We ask that the winner comes back for a post-game interview. If you lose, you may come back as well. It's up to you. Just rejoin us in the Skype call if you want to do that. Otherwise, don't, and we will proceed either way. So with that done, let's go ahead and whisk you guys away into the lobby, and we'll invite the winner back at the end, and of course, loser as well if he wishes to join us. See you guys in a bit.
Yep.
See ya.
Look, gents. Ooh,
There we go.
there we go. So we're back after quite a hefty break there. About 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we're technically sticking to our overall setup so far of having at least 2 show match weekends a month, but May is a little bit odd in that it has 5 weekends. So essentially we had a space of 2 weekends in a row where nothing happened, which is a little weird, but that did in fact occur, and as a result, we have a really packed weekend.
Yeah, well, definitely. I did quite a few matches this weekend, and you were mentioning too that there were a couple people that were going to send in replays as well, so we'll have some for the middle of the week next week, potentially. Be fun. It's back in full swing. When it rains, it pours.
Exactly. And I mean, and this is pretty like it makes a ton of sense actually. The you give players a lot more time off in between these matches, and you know, they practice a little bit more. They come up with new things that they actually want to show off, that they actually want to try, and they're all going to want to play. And that's essentially what has happened. Now we have 7 matches total for live play this weekend, including Elysium versus Crazy Chaos later tonight, 6 p.m. PDT. Then at 2, Mercury versus the Protoss tomorrow. Covert Muffin versus Death Row after that. And on Sunday, Gurthang versus Monosaurus, Otter versus Portraying, and Ghost Gambit versus ERQ on the SLS slot on Sunday. And I'm pretty excited to see a lot of these, because I don't think we've had a lot of these players face each other before. In particular, Covert Muffin versus Death Row, because apparently they're practice partners, and that sounds hilarious to me.
Oh, and like Ghost is having trouble seeing lobby. Second 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I will let the players know real quick.
Alright. Now we're going to see if we can remake the lobby, guys. Being a little funky. Hopefully we'll not have to do the log in, log out dance here. Now we're... ZeroQ wants to hear My Heart Will Go On, the recorder version. that was a DKTL thing. I don't think we'll be seeing that here. that's that was a one-time thing. A lot of people's ears bled. Don't think we'll be doing that again. I prefer the original version myself. Then again, I've only heard it maybe once or twice. Once or twice being the times I saw the movie.
Sorry, I kind of left you hanging there for a second. All right,
It's okay.
because that was on Coda. I will.
Okay, I'm gonna pass you lead real fast, just in case we all disband here.
Okay, are you relogging Ghost? Guess he is. Actually, yes, because he just disappeared off the front list. There he is again. Oh no, he
Titanic is on Netflix? What is this madness?
I thought it was for a really long time. I mean, that's not surprising in the slightest.
I'm paying $7 a month for Titanic to be in my library. Oh no.
Wait, is it exclusively on there?
I don't think it's exclusive, but I'm I won't be watching it.
No, that's quite all right. That story is very depressing in real life. It doesn't need a dramatization, frankly.
It's like going over to your friend's house and leaning back and staring up at the their library of of DVDs and going, dude, what is that? Why do you have that? No.
And then they're like, dude, it's okay. And they like get out their computer and they load up the riff tracks from the old Mystery Science Theater 3000 people making fun of it. And they're like, this is why I have it.
I did not think of doing that. That sounds incredible.
Just like the guys down my hall in my senior year had the they had the riff tracks to what's the name of that really awful vampire series?
Oh no.
Twilight. It was apparently really funny. I didn't stick around because a part of me was like, no, I'm kind of okay. Just watch it. But I've heard it's really good, actually. It's a really funny version of that movie.
Sounds good. Alright, so Mr. Lucky Tiger is available on Battle.net, not on StarCraft 2 yet.
He's reloading back in.
Takes a minute. He closed Twitch. Hopefully that'll help. Stream in the background is pretty hefty.
That can sometimes just be a thing where if you start doing things too quickly after you load up the game, it will break the interface. I don't know why. Maybe this is part of why they started importing the Heroes interface into Legacy of the Void. Is at least it doesn't do that on startup, only after games are done.
Right.
Anyway, it's one of those things that I hope gets fixed over time in both of those games.
Speaking of awkward game crashes, I bought a brand new GTX 970 when they, about a month after they came out, and I downloaded the new drivers for Grand Theft Auto, and I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'll randomly get this crash. And guaranteed it will crash after a certain amount of time in-game if I don't clock my GPU's core back 40 megahertz.
I had a similar problem with Assassin's Creed 4 for whatever reason.
It's frustrating. They need to fix it.
It's just, I don't know why. Like, well, I mean, at a certain point, I was just like, I'm done with this game. I'm not going to figure out how to fix this. So I just uninstalled it. But it's unfortunate the Flying Dutchman will live. I will not be able to destroy it. But whatever. That was like the only thing I didn't do in that game, so it's all good.
Oh, we got Gerthag and Liz in the chat. What's up? Alright, so we got Printf, Tim. Self, Omegatron.
Yep.
Ghost.
I would change my Battle.net ID to that, but it actually just had apparently one Battle.net ID switch from when I originally changed it, and they've never issued another one. They issue, I don't know why, they issue them for like StarCraft like candy. Like every season, it's like, yeah, here's a new one. Here's a new one. You can just be a different person. I don't know who half my people in my friends list are anymore. There's this guy on here named Itachi. He's in Grandmaster. I'm like, I don't know this person. Is he on my friends list? But to be honest, yeah, he probably just. Oh, actually, I think I do have a guess as to who that is. I just can't remember his old ID. But still, that's the thing. I goes that one for like a week with me going, staring at it, going, huh, okay.
Yep. Here we go. So, third time. Time with feeling. You know, I think this happens during WCS regularly because between matches, you notice there's a lot of downtime sometimes, and I think loading all the observers and the casters and the players in probably does the same damn thing.
Yeah, I think, by the way, I think it was Printf who was saying that in part of chat, manual invite is probably going to be the way to go. You just create the custom game lobby and invite everybody in from there rather than using the party system, because the party system's broken when you go past like 3 people. And we know this, just usually we hope it doesn't bother us today, and today we are not being so lucky.
Nope, we're being bothered. We are being very bothered.
Which, it's fine. It's a little weird. Looks like the party is dissolving, which is fine, because I can add everybody manually if I have to.
We're gonna have to go with that.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead, Mr. You have a catalog of people at your disposal.
Okay, let's see. Code create with the mod.
Card,
Spinny circle
any
of
card.
doom. Art. This one. I wonder if they've added any interesting mods over the past couple months. I've just not looked at all.
I don't know, I don't think we don't pay that much attention. I think we hang out on the Game Heart mod the most, and be interesting. I don't know, I've never actually gone through the list. I think that's more of a custom game thing with your friends. Wouldn't want to create a multiplayer lobby like that.
Hmm?
With the random mod list. We found some pretty ridiculous mods. Like the first night it came out.
I still have those saved.
You still do? Well, wasn't it weird? There was like one
There's
that
the campaign mod.
yeah, that was ridiculous. Ghost is suggesting a Wandering Minerals week. I'm gonna pass on that one.
No. We could use that as punishment. It's not fun.
That's it. You two fight to the death, and your minerals are escaping.
Because you know what's gonna happen, right? Is you have the Terrans will build all the supply depots at the back, put the walls up, trap their minerals in, and then the Zergs will want to kill everyone, and then we will encourage genocide, and that would be bad.
Encourage genocide.
Because I mean, the Protosses will do it too. They'll be like, man, we can't create reverse wall-offs. This is BS. I'm just kidding. But mostly it just like it can't. The only real problem with it is that it can turn into these really long stretches of boring.
Yeah, well, it's
like
you're not gathering minerals at a very optimal rate.
Yeah, basically, it's the pacing for it is totally unreliable. That would make scheduling hard.
We have no idea if the minerals are going to wander up into the void or not.
So yeah, Ghost. Basically, in that case, we'll have Zero be the host until your download is done.
There we go. Sounds good.
In fact, actually, is it done? Did you finish that? You can just type it in the Skype chat if you want. Oh, it's done now. I think it's done. Should be. Fantastic. Okay. Well, all right, guys. We apologize for the delays, but this happens, and we're used to killing time. Frankly, we get good at it after a while.
Well, I don't know if we're really good at it yet, but yeah,
good enough at it.
I could talk about my socks, how dirty they are. The remaining piles of laundry.
Okay. Heroes gets released next Tuesday. Now, as far as we're concerned, that means that Quick Match will be completely broken for 2 months. But more importantly, the Crusader will probably be out.
And more importantly, our MMR will probably be highly padded. Very padded.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Prey on the newbies.
Oh, that's actually kind of. I've noticed the sudden increase in the level of competent teams that have suddenly been appearing on the other side
Oh no.
in quick match. I'm pretty sure is from people being like, "Yay, fresh meat!" and just running through everybody. But it's a good time. I also tried playing on EU to see what that was like, and I have 100 ping without anything else going on. So
Oops.
I can still do it. I have also seen demonstrations of people just being really grumpy with each other in versus AI games. It's
Ooh.
very funny to watch.
Uh,
Like that guy who GG's at 5 minutes in an AI game, and like I'm sitting there super tempted, going, "Dude, you have a ton of faith in Blizzard's AI. They're really not that good.
no, they're so stupid.
They're going to do
Especially-
something dumb and we'll win anyway." Like that's
Especially if you've been playing with humans, it's kind of you go back to the AI mode. You go, why did he just do that? I don't know.
I do have actually another story about that one, about that for you, but we will. What the hell? Hit F2. Something interesting happens if you do.
Oh, what is that? I don't know.
I don't
look
know.
Very good.
Get rid of it. Anyway, my bad, guys. In the top left part of the map, we have our blue Protoss player, our platinum challenger. It is Tim.
Tim, and in the bottom right, his opponent, the Grandmaster, being challenged. It is Printf. Playing his green Protoss.
Okay, so yeah, I do have a really dumb story. I decided to play my first game with just AI teammates against AI opponents to see how that would go.
Oh no.
And I learned something. The AI, remember that stupid thing the AI does where it goes all in randomly on a lane?
Mm-hmm.
Well, both teams did it at the same time, except my team decided to do it while the web weavers were down for the other team on Spider Tomb. Result of this was we base raced and lost. If this happens to you in a game, there's an easy solution that I, for some reason, decided not to use. And that is you just grab all of your teammates, you can ping on them, and they will follow you around. You go port back to your base, run toward the enemy team, and then unping all of them, and they will stay and defend.
Oh my god.
But for some reason, I was feeling lazy and didn't do it. So, moral of the story is, don't base race if your opponent has the map mechanic.
In an AI game?
Yeah. Actually, probably should do it in general. But,
Nope.
Okay, Printf actually set this up really well. He's already got 3 pylons up. He's going to be able to get the backup cannon. This is not a situation where you can just pull 3 probes off to defend. You kind of need to stop him from getting into this specific spot, because once he does, the cannon is going to go down for sure, and then he can put another cannon down the back of it. He's also using the edge of the gateway to provide some additional defense, as you can see. Yep. And he's also managed to escape with his probe, so he can throw down more cannons. This is an extremely dangerous place to be in.
Pretty crazy your own gateway turning against you here. Less surface area for your probes to surround. Got the cancel out, but these two.
No, I mean, you can't stop that one from going up. That's going to happen. The good news is he does have a Zealot coming out here slowly. If he's able to get that out, he can start to whittle away at this. But what you really need more than anything else is you need to be able to build up 3 Stalkers, which you can then use to essentially slowly push back all of the cannons after you've taken care of his workers. But as you can see here, this is already getting a little bit out of hand.
It's getting pretty hairy here for Mr. Tim. Cannon Rush is spreading here. There's one Zealot out here trying to do this work, but I think the damage is done at this point. There are 2 probes in the base.
Boom.
Gateway depowered.
Yep. And once those go up, now he can hit the next pylon layer, unfortunately. There's another one at the back, but more cannons will follow. And you can also notice that he's throwing down is that a pylon or a cannon? Tab. Pylon. He's starting to spread the cannon pylon network over the ramp. Eventually what he can do, once he's pushed far enough in, especially if the advance of cannons gets slowed down at any rate, is he can just basically make it impossible for him to leave and then expand. Go for a gateway attack follower. This is extremely bizarre. Basically, cannon rushes are the most effective against other Protosses, as weird as that may sound, and this is partly why. And now the probes are dead. That's essentially that.
Rob's got wiped here. 16 deaths, and Tim taps out.
Okay. Now, hopefully, Tim did research his opponent. He knows he's in GM. He can look him up. He can look at his match history. He can look at all the games he's ever played on here. So I hope he expected that. But still, at the same time,
Yeah, it's brutal.
it is brutal. Again, Printf told me, he's like, do you want me to just macro? I'm like, do whatever you want, dude. I mean, he challenged you. He probably wants you to play legit. So,
Oh, man.
I mean, got to respect the challenge.
Oh, it's just difficult to watch. I hate seeing cannon rushes because it's just, I don't know. Oh, I'll see you, Tim.
Hello.
How's it going? You got another match to play, buddy. You're not done yet, friend.
Yeah. I haven't seen cannon rushes in forever. I'm awful at dealing with them.
They got the first one down. We're going to go to the second one real quick, okay?
Yep.
Right. Good luck, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That was unusual. All right.
Oh, I got to say hi real fast.
Yep.
That was nice.
Okay. What was game 2 here?
All right.
Notes.
Game 2, Expedition Lost. Our map. Yeah, that's just that's tough to watch. I mean, you know, two players, even in Pro League, watching WCS type stuff or GSL, seeing a cannon rush go down is these guys are scary good at it. And if the defending player makes one wrong move, your entire mineral line is evaporated. Once the entire mineral line's gone, that's pretty much it. Doesn't matter how much bank you have or anything. The second a worker spawns, it's going to get sniped off.
Now I'm having that moment where I'm looking at the add player menu and go, did I just invite Manbon on accident? I'm not sure if I did. I guess it's all good.
Printf announcing he'll be playing Terran this game. Pushing it up a little bit. Grab a ghost, filling up the lobby. Surprise! Game 2, Megatron versus Tim.
So Tim's being pretty relaxed about this, which I guess runs in the family because Krothank's like this too. But he's like, I'll be playing Terran in this game. Printf did tell me beforehand that if he won the first match, he would switch races. Tim's like, sounds good. They don't have cannons. And he's like, okay. Now, unfortunately, I think I have an idea of what Printf's next move is. More than whoops. Hold on here. There we go. Thought I did that already. Okay. And now we will promote to lobby host. All right, ghost. So ready to sub when everyone says they're ready.
Players' races and colors look good. Run off into game 2 here. Expedition Lost. What do you think cannon rushes on this map? Easier, harder? The back door can sneak in.
Yeah, it can happen, guys. And I can see you talking to chat about, like, you know, sometimes you listen to a GM streamer and they get like super salty. They've been playing games all day. Sometimes it gets to you. Like, I know I have this interesting effect where I get these crazy adrenaline rushes when I first start playing, and then eventually they go away and it gets replaced by like this kind of quiet anger at every game I lose. I can imagine if I did that all day, eventually I would get pretty salty as well.
Yeah, it happens to me too.
It's the
You know,
rage.
you shout it, but it doesn't seem to get all of it out, so you're just sitting there stewing in it for the next couple losses, and I just have to get up and walk away. I can't operate like that anymore.
I know the Spectres feel.
Spectres, feed the rage.
Yep. Fun unit, by the way, in the campaign.
Oh, they're
One
so
is
great.
Understandably not in the main game.
So great. I don't know. I always went with Dominion though. I'm a Nova fan, and I liked having nukes.
Yeah, I won't spoil what Printf is up to if you've never seen him play before. You'll find out. Well, I actually see if that's really what he's doing here, or if he's going to play macro. I told him he can do whatever he wants, so big kudos, frankly. Anyway, in the bottom left part of the map, we have currently down 1 game. It is Tim, our Protoss player.
Spawning in the top right, the green Terran player of this game is Printf. Moment. Taking game 1. Cannon Rush.
So for those of you that don't know, the story behind Printf going to Grandmaster is actually fairly interesting. A one-time player on the show matches, Go, who joined us a couple times after Printf started playing, told me once that apparently Printf was just a friend of his who was in gold at one point, and he was in like diamond. And he was getting frustrated with just normal play, and he was asking him, dude, how do I get higher ranked in this game? And he jokingly told him to Cannon Rush. And it worked, and now he's Grandmaster. He basically he didn't just Cannon Rush, he like studied streams of people who were really good at it, planned out tactics, unique tactics on every map where he could do it, and built up a giant repertoire of knowledge, which is why, by the way, most Cannon Rushers are not in GM.
Most, yes.
Because getting to GM, period, unless you're a map hacker, requires a pretty huge degree of commitment, frankly. And, yeah, he put that forward on what is, frankly, one of the most cheesy tactics in the game. But still, it is a thing. An engineering bay being put over in the corner of the base. Looks like that's probably just to watch the secondary entrance.
Really possible. Keep his eyes out for something cheesy. He does have a single. These guys are no barracks yet.
No, I'm actually mildly surprised by that. Yeah, I wonder if it's just if what he's doing requires that he builds the barracks a little later, or if he plans on doing something absurd like proxy. What's the name of that strategy? Proxy command center and lifted off, landed in the base. Oh, that's right. Most Fun Day Mondays.
Planetary Rush.
There's like 4 or 5 of them. Those are all really good episodes, by the way. They're just really funny strategies to watch.
I haven't seen them all. I'll have to go back and watch them. We're not poking up into the base here, figuring out what's up at the front. He's swearing he's not proxy raxing, but instead
no, he's not.
He's building. He's building.
Guys, I was wrong. I expected him to proxy Reaper. That's what he does a lot. That's what he was doing on this for a while. In fact, the one time Go played, he played against him, hard countered his Reaper choice by building Blink Stalkers and annihilated him. So, just to let you know, it's not like he's won every single one of these. Sure looks like it. I'm not. He's not. He's being completely honest. Now, hopefully Tim has got his eyes on the edge of his base there. Now, question is, did he see that? He actually, yes, he sees the building command center, and this should be enough for him to be able to build a decent defense against it. Pretty much once he starts floating the thing in, all you really need to do is run a stalker under it and will never land. But this is the best response for this. He's got a mothership core, and I was going to be like, so yeah, that's a nice building you got there. Shame if something happened to the guy building it.
Boom.
Now stop away.
He's pulling all of his SCVs.
He's got to do it now, man. You go all in from here. You gotta get that up. And unfortunately, he can't run those into the base. 17 probes will kill that many SCVs. So he's going to just keep running them in there and try and build it as best he can. He's going to have to micro around the stalker at the same time, though. It's not looking particularly easy. He is going to keep his workers alive for an intensely long time. That is apparently a really nice choke. Moving back was probably not a good idea, actually.
Very good choke on the stalker, yep. Keeping up against command center, but this mothership core picking away at the workers.
He's going to finish it, but he's going to be just super behind. Like, okay, here's the hard part, right? Now he's got to move it in there and land it. Now, oh man, Tim, all he needs to do is run one probe over here and just park it. No, he can't land it there.
Stalker up. Run him the stalker.
There's going to be 4 stalkers here. I think he will actually be able to kill this before it can build. Yep, he's trying to change locations. He's going to land there. There's going to be a photon overcharge as well. This is just way too much Protoss DPS for this one. So, looking back at Printf space, what's his backup plan? He's getting another barracks. And high-sec auto-tracking. Good man, good man. Just get that in building armor and he's good to go.
2 Rex behind this. Planetary is morphing.
Now the thing is, without SCV backup to get the repair going, this is not that strong. If you have the repair going, you can completely outlast the DPS, and you'll be... and you'd be able to eventually just whittle away the base. But strategy fails. Last minute cancel though. Nice reflexes by Printf. Close one.
Tim acknowledging his brush with death there, but now warp tech is almost complete. There's a proxy pylon on this side of the map.
No, yeah, he really should just walk over and kill him. Yeah, and by the way, that does work. It's a good strategy. It's very hard to survive if you don't see it coming. But even Printf, you can see he's talking like, yeah, I'm probably dead. And he is, because let's see, what has he got in his base to defend right now? He's got workers and a Reaper. And a barracks, it's not done. And these 5 SUVs are going to walk up, and that Reaper's like, sorry, boss. She well played. Tim gets game number 2.
Printf taps out, well defended there by Tim. The scout meant everything. Oh, so good. So good, good catch. I'm surprised that Printf did it in vision.
I don't know how close that has to be for that to work. I mean, there's got to be a certain minimal distance. Oh, he's gonna go Zerg now. Cool. Okay, cool. There's probably a certain minimum distance that you need for that, just like proxy barracks or proxy gates. They can't be too far away, or your stuff doesn't get there in time. But I don't know what that is for proxy planetaries. Like, that's just not something I have encountered before, frankly.
And can say that. Oh, there's one time I was proxied on the ladder, but it was PvP, and I actually found it. That is the most nerve-wracking thing. Okay, so there's one. Where are the other ones? Now what? But handful of zealots took care of that. Protoss buildings don't lift off.
Nope, they don't, but that's okay. Because our units can warp in anywhere. I really hope that's an upgraded tech you can find in the campaign. Please let me warp in Void Race. That's all I want.
Warp in Oh god,
I don't care if
warping
it's not
in
in multiplayer, I just want it in
warping
campaign.
in air units. I mean, even if it just halves the build time or something silly like that in return for a cooldown, that would just be insane.
Nope. I want them all to be warp gates. I want to be able to transform all of them into warp gates. Star warp gates, robo warp gates, all of them.
Just open a wormhole and they flood in from the
Yes.
from the
I want to
column,
have a giant gateway that just warps in from. I can just build on one end of the map and another end of the map and just go through the gate and be over there like a Nidus worm. I do appreciate, though, like what they revealed at BlizzCon, which is just that in the campaign you have just buttons you can press and blow things up on the map. That's pretty badass too. I'll accept that.
Oh,
It's like having Kerrigan in the game, but without having to control Kerrigan.
Well, there was something that Day 9 was casting, actually, and he would take votes from the chat, and everybody voted on nuke. So they started a nuke apocalypse, and at random points on the map, it would just drop nukes on the.
Oh,
it was,
yeah, that
There's
was
two pro players that were playing it too. It was great.
It was called the Trial of the Xel'Naga. It was like one of the first Red Bull events.
Oh, so good.
It was pretty funny. I was amazed they never did anything like that again.
I love him trying to cast it too, because he would cast and he'd look at the chat. There was the players could request help from the gods, Day 9, and he had plenty of means to deflect this early aggression from the other player, and he called for help with a sad face, and Day 9 basically blew him up because he didn't need it.
Oh. By the way, looks like Tim has decided to play Terran, so Printf was like, cool, can I play Protoss then? So he's doing that instead of Zerg. So any Zerg fans out there are going to have to wait a little while. There will be Zerg play later, but just not now.
This is still a PvT, but they have reversed sides. Him taking a chance on the Terran army. Loaded in here momentarily. On Echo Ladder Edition. I like this as like a backwards Cloud Kingdom. A little smaller. If I remember, Cloud Kingdom was great for cannon rushes and wall-offs and things like that, so easily one of my favorite maps.
Cool. I managed to do that while we were in the loading screen. Okay. What did I manage to do? Some of you know.
Must tell me.
Most of you don't. No, I set up the reminder for the players for the next match.
Ah. Oh yes, there's my notification. How about that? Chat knows.
Achievements are online trophies for accomplished various and goals. Blah. Profile achievements you can earn. Cool. Thanks, Blizzard.
In what?
That said that in the loading screen. You can earn achievements. Yeah.
Expanding to a new resource location early in the game is risky, but the extra income is sometimes worth the risk. Here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Unless you are like me and learning how to adapt 4-gate as best as possible in Legacy of the Void, in which case, no expansions ever.
Nope.
Send him to the other map, and if he hard counters me, I die. If he's a Protoss and tries to build sentries, then I laugh as I phase through them.
You laugh. Yeah, that sounds so dumb.
I laugh now. The first time it happened, I stared at the screen and went, "That's kind of bullshit."
Oh. Alrighty.
No problem. Okay. Ghost Gambit saying that he thought his computer crashed for a second. Thankfully, that is not the issue. And I am totally not stalling on Zero's attempt to get me to notice that he really wants me to say who this guy at the bottom right is. He's green and he's Protoss. He's Printf.
Bam.
I call this the Crypt build after the French GM Cryptsil created it. Oh. I have no idea who that is. And for some reason, there's a big white thing above Tim's base.
Yes, I noticed that.
It gets slightly smaller if you zoom in. That's very strange.
Huh. No, I don't see it, actually.
Oh. This is a gateway. I think my graphics are broken. That's because now it's on the gateway. It might just be this part of the map.
Well, there's a probe here in Tim's base. Didn't actually get to introduce the guy because the action started so quickly.
This is Tim. He's Terran. He's facing a Protoss that is building a proxy
gateway
in his opponent's base. This strikes me as bad. Like, this would probably never work 90% of the time.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going on here. Tim's trying to build a barracks, get a marine out, get some extra DPS on this stuff. But
Tim might die to this because he's never seen it before, but this, I think, is the type of thing that would never kill someone twice.
No, definitely.
Like,
the element of surprise is important here.
Well, he's building out workers. And the thing is, on the back of this, Printf, for the most part, his economy is not being damaged in any way, while Tim is constantly running his workers around. So you can see how this is actually really bad for our Terran player. It's like, cool, he's got a barracks up, but now he's got to deal with that.
Really hurting. Terran's losing workers now. Hasn't been mining the last minute or two of the game. He's stopping this extra Zealot Warp in, but
I feel like the fact that this probe is gone kind of uncontested is a big problem here. Oh, nice. Trapped him back there with the workers. He's going to get a bunch more of them, and I think ultimately the damage here is just going to be too much. He's already killed 7 workers.
Yeah, and the worker count is 10 to 4, so Printf could just skyrocket ahead here in terms of economy. The next Zealot's coming out. Probe is still alive. Dropping buildings in the way.
Now he's just going to put down more gateways. Yeah, he's got him. He's got him.
Zealot takes out the only Marine holding him back, and there is no economy to speak of for Tim.
So, this is dirty. Well, yeah. I appreciate that he's not denying it. CD.
Well played.
I think he would probably hold that off just by killing the gateway. Because if that never goes up, then, I mean, it doesn't matter how many pylons he builds. It's not like he's built a forge at that point in time either.
It's just kind of scary, because he could drop pylons in your base, block you in, keep you from constructing buildings, and...
Maybe you just have to harass the probe until it dies, because if you can kill it, then, like, all those pylons don't happen. But then you could send a second one. It's interesting. Of course, since that doesn't happen every game, I assume the response to it must be pretty simple. In any case, we have Printf rejoining us, and we have Tim as well. So, okay, so spoiler alert, Tim. He got the GM by cannon rushing, so yeah.
I see that.
I was wondering if you looked up his match history or not. In any case,
I didn't, but my brother, who happens to be Gothang,
Yeah.
he informed me that he's a fan of cheese.
Okay.
That's what he said.
I was wondering if you knew this before.
I had an indication.
Well, I would take a props to you for not looking it up then, because like that would have been the super easy thing to do in this situation. But
Still
in
doesn't
any case-
guarantee a win, though.
No, but I mean you still know about it.
It would have probably made it more interesting, I guess, though.
You never know. You never know. In any case, we are done with our first series here. We have 3 games to talk about, and the first one was on Coda.
Coda.
This is like, I guess, your more of a standard approach.
Yep.
PvP on Coda. Go
Yep.
for that particular outcropping on the edge of the
Yeah,
base.
the gateway actually disrupted my placement a little bit. I prefer to place that last pylon 1 hex lower, so that way I can cancel and replace one of those 2 outside pylons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that actually, when you place the cannon, that leaves a 2 hex gap where you can cancel a pylon and then rebuild the pylon 1 hex backwards, closer to the cannon, which lets you refresh the pylon.
Right, without having to run the risk of it getting blocked. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
basically, like instead of waiting for it to die, you can cancel it and get 75 minerals back, and then rebuild it.
Okay. So yeah, let's switch over to Tim's perspective then. You suspect something interesting might happen. Does that change your initial approach?
I was good. I just started off with my basic opening for going into PvP on ladder is usually 2-gate robo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was going to try and get to, but that didn't get anywhere near close to happening.
Yeah. Understandable, given the situation.
The thing about that map is it's extremely unusual in that 1 pylon and 1 cannon can allow me to build 3 cannons in range of the Nexus. I actually misplaced one of them, so the Zealot was attacking it, but it's possible to build them such that the Zealot can't hit them without being killed by the first cannon. And that's not usual for a map. Normally you need to actually leapfrog once. That requires no leapfrogging.
Oh, so it probably has a higher win
Yeah,
rate on that map.
it's really clear. Let me actually look that up because I have an Excel file of all my games. Coda PvP, I have 64.5% win rate,
Wow, nice.
which is worse than Cactus Valley, which is 78.6, because that map's really stupid. But
Topic for another time, I suppose. Well, in that case, let's talk about Expedition Lost. You guys, not you guys, in this case, only one of you. Printf switched up, raced to Terran,
yes,
and decided to go for the good old proxy command center into
Yes.
Planetary.
my
Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned.
my plus armor planetary fortress rush. I've been practicing that a little bit on EU. I played 25 games. I won 13 of them against players who were supposedly anywhere from gold to diamond, but I have no idea what my actual MMR is because clearly those aren't actually representative of their leagues because that's a very large range.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they actually were, but I won half of them with that. I generally lost if it got scouted.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to start delaying it at all.
It hits normally around 6 minutes. Let me see when that one hit. Actually, it probably won't even tell me because the planetary never finished, so it won't even display on the build order tab.
Right.
But
All
it
right.
is considerably later.
Okay, Tim. You saw the cannon rush in the first game. You're probably pretty relieved that can't happen the second time.
Yeah,
Game number
but I was expecting some kind of cheese. And he named Protoss, and he's switching his race, and he did Catalyst this game. I expected something. So my first thought, like when I went to scout and saw that the only thing in his base was a supply depot, I thought Proxy 2 racks immediately because that's the more common thing. But turned out not to be the case.
Yeah, she actually hid the NG bay in the bottom right of his base.
The only reason why I didn't see that, but the only reason why I saw command center was I set my.
Yeah, I realized that after I placed it. You were going to scout for Proxy racks inside your base and see the command center.
Yeah.
And I saw just the corner of the command center.
Yeah, I realized that after I placed it. I didn't feel like canceling it.
1 or 2 hexes up, I probably wouldn't have seen it and would have lost.
Yeah, I had that happen against Terran actually once when he just put his Marines to block a Reaper coming in and happened to see the command center with those Marines.
That's
Brutal.
So I should have realized that was a possibility while looking for proxy reaxes. But I told you I wasn't proxying. You just aren't a trusting enough person.
You said not proxy racks. Like,
Yeah, you got the first part of that right. It was proxy. But in any case, that game happened. I mean, from there it's pretty obvious. You know, a ton of workers die. I don't have repair when the thing gets down. It's like, eesh, from that point. But after that, of course, we have Echo. Echo, things, you flip them. Printf's Terran. I mean, Printf was Protoss again, I guess, and Tim was Terran. So flip, as in one of you, the other person is changing rate. I can't talk. What the fuck? Okay. In any case, in any case, you know what happened. So let's talk about this game.
Yeah.
So with that build, I have a 62.2% win rate in GM.
Yeah, I can see that. People probably have no idea the first time that happens.
I don't think I've ever lost to somebody targeting the pylons. That's probably the worst possible response.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other common responses, basically there are like 5 categories. There's pull everything to target pylons, pull everything to target gateway, both of which while like trying to get a marine out. There's actually don't get a barracks and just keep pumping out marine SCVs, go up to like 18 SCVs and try and kill the gateways. There's wall off and then fly away. And then there's get 2 barracks and bunkers and just get a whole bunch of marines without pulling anything. I haven't found any response that reliably beats me. However, I think I think well-placed bunkers is probably key. Those can be really annoying. If the opponent doesn't pull enough that I'm forced to spend all my money on rebuilding gateways and pylons, I get a forge and get cannons to shut down bunkers. But if they're well placed, that can slow me down enough that the Terran can get a large force out and win.
Is that partially dependent on the distance of the map, or does that matter in this case?
It's fairly irrelevant.
Okay.
So
like this would be a concern then, like on a 4-player map where you could.
I only do this on 2-player maps. The only 4-player map I don't veto is Cactus Valley, and I just cannon rush on that one, which works well in the if I get first scout. I still need to figure out how to make that work if I don't get first scout though.
Oh, there you go.
I have a question. Would you do that build on Vani research stations since that's like a longer distance?
Well, I veto that map, but I would presume that I would do it, yes. When I was actually practicing this with a Masters League Terran friend of mine, that was the map we were practicing it on.
Okay.
Huh.
I went like 8-0 against him or something. No, I think it was like 8-1. I remember how I won, but I think I lost one of them.
It's one of those things where I would like love to see a really high level player face it, just to see how they would respond.
There's
like when I say really high, I'm like GSL. I would love to see someone in GSL use it. In other words, they would be like, if there's a way to shut it down, and it's probably like involving insane macro.
Yeah, it's not exactly GSL, but I mentioned Cripsale who created it, and he used it in. One second, let me see if I can find it. It was I remember what it was called exactly. It's like the French, some French tournaments thing. It was. You guys talk about something while I find this.
Sure. Yeah, Tim, from your perspective, I can't imagine you've seen this before. I don't think I've ever seen it at all.
I was confused to tell. I was thinking, oh boy, a cannon rush. But I was also confused because the pylon was right next to my command center.
Yeah.
So then I saw the gateway, and then
you're like, it's very obvious what his plan is at that point, but you're like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how to do that.
What do I do?
Underdogs is the name of the tournaments. Still need to find the video itself, though. Sale, cheese, underdogs. Maybe that'll find it.
Let's see. Otherwise, I mean, we'll finish off on whatever he's looking there, but we're pretty much done as far as the interview portion is concerned.
I think I found it.
Okay.
He used it twice, I believe. He lost game 1 in a macro game, and then I believe he won games 2 and 3 with this.
Okay.
So I will paste this into the Skype chat. I believe it's at like 16 or 18 minutes or something. Looks like it's around 18 minutes is when game 2 starts, which was the first game where he used this. It was against Lemoon, Lemoon, I don't know how that's pronounced. It was pretty decent.
Okay, cool. Well, all right. That pretty much does it as far as this match is concerned. Once again, in 1 hour, we have Elysium versus Crazy Chaos, which is on the other end of the spectrum, as they are silver bronze. So that should be a good time. We'll see you guys there for that match. An hour.
1 hour. See you there.
I was about to say, like, have a nice evening, but that doesn't make any sense.
We're coming back. We're coming back. Don't leave.
Get out of my house for an hour. Okay. Hope you have a nice